You've probably heard of dopamine, haven't you? You would have heard it at some point with discussions with friends or on social media when you're scrolling through TikTok, which are all bad things. You can find these mega dopamine releases and hits. That's probably what you've heard more of, is the dopamine actually hits and what they actually are, of just scrolling through and then just feeling good. Oh, there's a really nice post here. Scroll through there. Oh, that one's horrible. Oh, that one's horrible. That one's horrible. Wow, it's a really good post. Wow. And it all has very bad things to your mindset and the way your brain releases dopamine and how your body actually functions. It's horrific. It's bad. It's destroying your motivation. Don't fry your dopamine receptors. It's the one worst thing you could possibly do, is to do that. And you might have heard all the nerds and Timmies and everybody else around you being like, oh, but what's the point in trying to optimize my dopamine? Oh, I just like sitting at home, sitting my TikTok. I just like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling all day, doing absolutely nothing. They're doing nothing with their lives. They will be nobodies. For me and you, the people who are actually interested in improving themselves and increasing our motivation, wanting to get to the next step of our self-improvement, we are going to work together for me to explain to you how dopamine works. I won't do it in some massive scientific how dopamine works. I won't do it in some massive scientific Alex Human type video. This is not what I want. I'm just explaining to you basically what it is. So pretty much what dopamine is, it's the motivation and feeling good hormone, which is released in your brain, which gives you motivation, it's connected to motivation and movement and wanting to be present in the moment and be happy or be sad or go off and do this, go for a run, go see your boys, get on Discord, etc. This is literally the building block of your existence. This is what makes you, you. And it's important that we don't overstimulate this, because otherwise you will have these massive highs and lows. I'm quickly going to explain a bit more about dopamine now. So you got your baseline level. This is the level which your dopamine should be at a constant level. When you're just sitting down, breathing normally. This is it. It spikes like this. So it starts going up like this when you're doing activities such as eating junk food, playing video games, jerking off, anything, running, cold showers. Doesn't have to always be bad, but it has rises. And when it has a rise, your actual dopamine levels and the way your body works, how it's released, it has a high and then it fucking plummets, absolutely plummets back down low. Depending on how high you've gone above your baseline, it will take a while for it to recover and slowly recover back up. You'll have this sense of depression and negativity. You'll feel sad, lonely, all because you've indulged in that one little thing. You've indulged in that junk food. You've indulged in playing video games. You've indulged in this. You've indulged in that. So what are we going to do? We're not like those people, me and you. You know this. You know you're already not like those kind of people. If you've ended up on this video, you know you're not that kind of person. And we know that we don't want to be those brain dead people that are just sitting there depressed, lonely, eating junk food, playing video games, doing nothing with their life. Playing video games and doing those kind of activities, due to overstimulation, make you feel unmotivated and have no drive towards anything in your life. Do you really want that? Ask yourself, do you really want that? Do you really want to have every single day of your existence waking up feeling unmotivated, depressed? If you've probably already gone through this. I know you probably have, bro, because I have as well. And I'm not the only young man out here which has done this, overcame this, has started working on my purpose. Now you might be asking, how? How can I fix this problem? How can I rewire my brain into thinking that playing video games, jerking off 3 times a day, and doing all those degenerate type activities? Here's how. That pulling feeling, that feel of fire which you have inside of you whenever you want to do a certain thing, or when it's bad, whenever you want to go off and play video games, you feel this itch, you'd be like, oh, I really want to play video games. Or, bro, porn. When you sit there and you have this really dying urge to just fucking touch your schmeat, bro, that is dopamine. That is dopamine. And we need to rewire our brains into converting this negative dopamine and dopamine chasing and going down these rabbit holes of dopamine through TikTok, video games, junk food, etc., etc. The list goes on. And we need to enjoy and get this new mindset of us being pulled towards the work, and that with the work we do is what gives us the dopamine releases. Because working hard gives you dopamine releases. People are too comfortable nowadays. They don't like working their ass off. They don't like getting up and doing the hard work, especially when they don't feel like it. They don't feel like every single morning they should wake up and have the excuse of, they feel like they should have the excuse of, I'm just going to have a rest day today. It's not how it works, bro. You'll just you'll have your baseline jump, you'll be steady going like this, and then boom, you'll be back down to where you were before. And you'll stay down there. Every single time you jerk off, it slowly depletes lower and lower and lower until your baseline, which was here in the middle, has now dropped all the way down to here. And you're wondering why you're feeling depressed. It's through overstimulation, bro. This is a problem that every single young man I can guarantee is experiencing, and that you're experiencing as well. We need to use our dopamine and the amount of points we have daily, because you only have a limited amount. You can only have a certain amount of dopamine hits every single day. Dopamine levels that are connected to your movements, your mood, your motivation. So let's say you have 100 dopamine points every single day. You wake up, and what's the first thing you do? You get your phone and you start scrolling on TikTok or Instagram. And there's a really, really hot girl there. Like, oh my God. Your mind starts messing with you. You have that itch of dopamine. Just fucking go off Instagram and go jerk off on Pornhub. Before you know it, you've done it afterwards. You feel like fucking shit. You've woken up and that's the first thing you've done in your existence. You've woken up not happy to be alive or focused or get straight on your purpose. You've sat there and fucking blew your load, bro. You know what? Your 100 brave points which you first had at the start of the day has now gone down to literally 50. All of your initial energy, motivation and baseline and your levels, which were recovering overnight as you were sleeping, because the night before you did the exact same thing. So it's gone down even further before the day's even started. And then again now. You've only got 50 brain points left, bro. So the rest of your day, you're only at half of your potential. You're only half of your motivation. You're only half of the actual capacity and work rate which you have, which you can develop and actually improve your life with. If you can limit yourself from doing these kind of activities, you can 10 times your energy, you can 10 times your motivation, you can actually feel happy and not be overstimulated by playing video games. Because you've noticed you're probably sad when you play video games. You don't see any kind of, you look around the external world, all you care about is your computer, man. Look around the external world and you see it as nothing. There's nothing exciting because you haven't made the opportunities, you haven't worked towards something. You need to level up your character in real life. And the first step is resetting your dopamine. Getting and using those 100 brain points. And using them to improve your life so then you can experience the world as it actually is supposed to be. We need to not be like every single other person out there. You watching this video, like you've stumbled on this video, bro. You're clearly not normal. This shouldn't be popping on your recommended. Or if it is, then you've watched loads of videos and you're already on it. You're already on self-improvement. And you may be absolutely fine with these habits. But there's other people, which I know out there, because I personally experienced this, where they're in this rut and wormhole of not being able to get out. And feeling sad and lonely all the time. And they're wondering why. Why am I feeling so bad and lonely? Because you and me and all of the other people around us, we need to work together and improve ourselves and use the time and management and the dopamine we have correctly and not be overstimulated, and use the phones and have these phones and technology nowadays that control our lives because they're just sucking your energy away. Society is screwing with your brain, bro. You know what's right and what's wrong. You have those internal beliefs. You can feel what's right and wrong. You know when you do a certain thing, you shouldn't do it. So make sure whenever next time you have that kind of urge or fire inside you, that dopamine hit to want to do that thing, you take a second and you contemplate, is this really what I want to do? Is this really a long-term, is this really a short-term goal? Is it a long-term goal? Is this something I really want to do? Is this something that's just another dopamine hit? Take care, see you later. Mwah.